Well, I started supporting Preston in the early 50s. I lived near the ground, in the shadows, and to me, there was only that team I was going to support. I very much believe that you don't pick your football team picks you. And of course, in those days, people just didn't travel, so travelling to like other grounds around the areas was really not an option for a young child. Although you did hear of Preston, the old people going to Blackburn maybe in the afternoon and then going to watch a game, in the evening. But we used to roll up there as, scruffy kids really, hoping to get under the gate, get in. Sometimes you get a bit of pocket money to get in, and we'd have to be there, say, at 12:30, 1 o'clock. And there was obviously no seats then, and all the best places on the terraces were taken up. And the men would just shove you down to the front, and you sat on the cinders at the bottom of the track. And I used to come home filthy. My mother would think, well, where have you been? I've just been watching football. But all your legs were dirty, and you just sit down at the bottom of the front, at the bottom there. But the adults there were very accommodating for kids. They'd always, if you wanted to go to the toilet, they'd always pass you through and pass you down. They weren't selfish in any way. Some of the memories I've seen, men dressed in overalls and being quite scruffy, not in a scruffy way, but they just come out of the foundries and factories and mechanics. And that's how the 3 o'clock kick-off evolved in many ways, that they came out of the pub and finished work 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. But you've got to remember that, 1 o'clock on Saturday dinner time, Saturday, was very much part of the working week. In fact, when I started work, Saturday morning was part of the working week. But we'd have to be there, say, 12:30, 1 o'clock, and we'd sit there 2 hours, and there was no sort of drinks available. There was no sort of burgers or, cordial or lemonade. I mean, the men did have Bovril and tea, but we just couldn't afford anything like that. And then at times you'd see these sort of Del Boy type characters coming into the ground selling pens, and can you believe this? They had a guy at Preston called the Gillette King. He came in selling razor blades. Can you believe going on a football ground now selling razor blades? And the guys would buy, because he was a little bit cut price. Not only would he buy him, he'd throw them to the men in the crowd. And they'd throw, I don't know what they were, they must have been like 10p or 2 bob as it was then, half a crown. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal when you think about it. And just accept it. And you could buy pens and all sorts of little bits and pieces. And they're very much part of characters of the football match. Waiting for the band to progress all around the pitch, and then waiting for this great moment at 3 o'clock when these fantastic players, they're like giants to me, these Arsenal players and Newcastle players, slick back hair with their parting down the middle, put the fear of God in you, and watching them hurrying around the pitch, because there was no diving in those days. They were real hard men, they just put you down, you just got up and got on with it, and the game seemed better for it.